So it was before 2005. So, um, and I mean, just based on
Did you
what I
say
was
before
reading.
2005?
Yeah, this is for 2005.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah, before I used Codium before 2005. I think late 2020, 2024. Oh, I see.
25. Okay.
2025.
Like, you're I don't know what you were using. Okay.
I put that 20 years ago. I
You're going
went back
through,
to the
like,
past.
80.
Cheers, mix, click, and code with Boozy browsing, sipping and fixing the web one cocktail at a time.
That is back. Well, depending on if you do. So yeah, I did the solo last time. So
True. Well,
hopefully,
now I'm sick. I wasn't even out because I was sick last time. I was just out. Now I'm sick, so
yeah. So, but it's funny because last time I was out, I was sick and I got out. And then the next one, my voice was just so low because I was recovering. It's probably going to be the same thing. So, I mean, we'll start with I will drink, but I'm going to go light on it too. I got white wine, Josh. I think this is I only had the red wines from this company before, but I never had a white wine, so I wanted to try it. Mainly because I got this cup for Christmas. It's a metal wine glass so that I don't have to break it because the reason I don't use high stem wine glasses is because I always break it. So now that it's metal, also I wanted to try it. So that is my drink. It's a California wine, I think. 2024 Sauvignon Blanc. They tell. Oh, so aromatic and bright with crisp, clean finish. This wine features flavor of lemon and kiwi and scent of green apple. All right.
mm, nice.
A lot of white wines are super top.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common.
So that is my wine.
Well, cheers to that. I'm not
I don't know what you're
doing beer.
drinking, but like the
I'm doing my afternoon. Well,
coffee.
it's a coffee, but it's not. It's a mushroom coffee. I've been switching to mushroom stuff lately.
Really? Do you like
Trying
it?
some different ones. Well, I like the effect of them. They actually do kind of. It's better than coffee, I would say that. But the taste, I've not found any that I like taste wise. Like,
Hmm. Is it like a mud water type of thing?
so this one, I haven't tried Mudwater. This is Rise. It's one of the other kind of competitors. Yeah, I mean, the sludge at the bottom is kind of weird. You got to keep mixing it. The mix, I have a different one. So if people have caught on, I'm pretty cheap. So Rise is not a cheap one. I started with some cheaper ones, and they actually are really good, but there's no like they're kind of too good to be true, I think, because the taste is actually pretty good, and it has like so they add an instant coffee basically into it, so it has some coffee flavoring, I feel like, and it has a little bit of caffeine,
Yeah.
but then it has all the mushrooms, but it's really kind of inexpensive. So I was like, well, I'll try the more expensive one. Now I've tried the cheaper one. It's like, well, I'm trying the more expensive one the last couple of days, and like,
You don't like it?
I don't like it, but maybe it's better for me, so I should be trying it.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
I took
Then
it
I
as
get
a
sick too, so who knows?
yeah, I took it as pills, but I switched to Nad Plus because they're pretty much doing the same thing. I
Mm,
think I'm not a doctor, so I didn't want to double down on it because I'm very
yeah.
sensitive to caffeine anyway. I can't drink more than a cup throughout the day, and I have to drink it before noon. So, but yeah, I'm testing out different things.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not like oh, you got to get rid of caffeine type person, but like I switched over to it, so it's a lot lighter in caffeine, if any at all, and I don't have any side effects of like sleepiness or drought. Like it's just yeah, it's a weird effect because it could be just all mental, but
Placebo
no
effect.
jitters, no like because if I drink too much caffeine, like if I'm at an event or a conference, like the hardest thing is I wish I could bring this to those places because that's when I get the jitters from caffeine. So I'll drink like three coffees in the morning.
Mhm.
before the event starts, basically, and then I'm kind of shaky. Um, Normally at home, I only drink like one in the morning and one at night, so it doesn't really matter. But like this, I could drink these one after another if they actually tasted good.
Well, maybe
So
you'll just ship it to wherever your hotel is and
yeah, I guess because you could do that. It's just weird because they do sell packets. I think that's where I was thinking. Like, you can't really bring the scooper, but if you got the packet, you could just because you just need hot water. You
oh,
need to put it in, but that's what I would need the single serving type thing. I'll probably try that. Um,
well, anyways, today's top that we wanted to do slightly different directions instead of doing an audit of multiple sites, we wanted to talk about a few trending topics. We'll start with a few because like I don't know how long the conversation will go. But yeah, I was looking into some of the topics and then also reading some of the news I said might be interesting to bring up, and I was very curious about what your thoughts are. Um, I can start with the first one. This was more. Um, I don't know what research I was doing. I was just looking through Google Trends. Um, Forgot exactly why I went there to do it, but I wanted to see the 2025 trending topic for development tools. So I went into those, and top four was very related. So I'm just going to cluster it. It's related to obviously AI engineering, but of all that, I think the actual ones I saw. Let me see if I can pull. So the top one was MCP, Model Context Protocol, and Cursor, Code Editor, and Intelligent Agent, and Claude Code. What do you call that? Language model.
mhm.
So, and I think we can group that together. I want to specifically talk about MCP later on because that's a topic that I wanted to bring out separately. But it was interesting that they're kind of under AI engineering, but you can kind of group that together by all this top four that I saw can be part of what was it?
I found one that it might be related to this too. Well, it's similar topics, but it's the Claude computer use.
Yeah.
Um,
So I was putting the notes together in Notebook on Gemini because it's from Google, and it actually put the four together within like a new standard engineering stack.
okay.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting that all four that I saw was top five, but the other one was like something about YouTube. Cursor as an editor, intelligent agent, the output, Claude as the brain, and MCP as the connector. So I was like, yeah, that's true. So thought it was interesting to put it that way on the trending topics that are popping up as top five.
Is it trying to say that these are for independent, but they can communicate to each other? Like, I see Claude and Cursor kind of the same in a lot of this.
Yeah, I think this is trying to summarize it that way. But yeah, let's talk about that actually. I'm going to stop sharing this. This was just a thing that I was putting together and thought it was funny. Well, not funny, interesting. So MCP, I want to talk about it separately. So let's just visit the cursor first. So for those people, those are the people, for those of you who don't know Cursor, who are not developer, I actually start using it instead of VS Code, which is the IDE I was using, IDE of my choice. A Cursor actually has AI integration to it, and kind of leading back. It's going to overlap a little bit with the other topic is that intelligent agent. It used to be a chat that you put in to communicate to, get some help with AI, but now at one point it changed to agent. So I think that was like a precursor to some of the things. And I know I used those to test it out. I haven't really actively used Claude, so I don't know what your thoughts are. But I know you also
Yeah.
experiment with Bolt.
Well, yeah, I don't really use that anymore. I think that would be similar to what I use because I use Copilot, GitHub Copilot, and that would be Cursor and Copilot would be the same because that's in my VS Code.
Right.
So I still use that there, but then I use Claude kind of as a separate command line it'll do code reviews. It'll generate some code for me. And it'll generate kind of based on functionality that we're trying to do. But it's really command line kind of prompting.
Yeah.
But pretty powerful compared to what I use Copilot for, which is more like inline code completion and like type ahead type things, I guess.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, based on the quick definition, Cursor is a fork of VS Code. So it's very similar, um, not behavior, experience as when you're using VS Code. I don't know if you actually used Cursor before. So that's why I ended up switching it because it was so similar and there's like a AI portion to it. But I know you had Copilot. Initially on my VS Code, I tested out Codium, but I didn't like it that much. And also, this was earlier version too, so it was before 2005. So, but yeah, so it's a VS Code that has AI baked into the core, not just added as a plugin. And I mean, just based on
You
what I
said
was
before
reading,
2005?
yeah, this is for 2005.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah, but I used Codium before 2005. I think late 2020, 2024. Oh, I see.
25. Okay.
2025.
Like, I don't know what you were using. Okay.
20 years ago. I
You know,
went back
doing
to the
like
past.
BD edit, like text-based editors for me back then, but yeah.
Wait, what's that? Oh, well, I was actually doing .NET stuff, so
Yeah, you were
it's
done.
like a Microsoft product for that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it says that why it's trending is that it has effectively replaced VS Code for many senior developers because of the feature called Composer, which is a cursor agent. I think it's a poor name because it confused me in the beginning too. 'Cause Composer is a package
Good.
control for PHP.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, instead of asking chatbot for writing function, you can press Control I to say refactor the entire authentication page, blah, blah, blah. But as we all know, we have mixed feelings about these AI helpers. I'm saying AI helpers because they're not at a point that they can really use for the production code. We had a bunch of different episodes regarding that.
I keep seeing people post about like, I just coded up my first blah 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 with, X LLM coding platforms. Like, no, you didn't code up. You're not a developer. You just told it to do some things and it did some things and you
Yeah.
have no clue what it actually did. I mean, not to be like derogatory, but like, yes, it's great. It still is getting better and better at demos and like proof of concepts. And even like, sure, if you have some people on your team, you can deploy it. But yeah, you're not a developer or an engineer because you use Claude or something else to code for you. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, all you did was a really a really advanced way of copy and paste from someone else's functionality.
Yeah. And also, I think we mentioned this a couple times. It's a very, very fancy prototype that like,
Yeah,
or,
yeah, it's
uh,
really good at
yeah.
the prototype, like, and fast. At taking an idea, concept, or an idea to a visual functional thing. It's really good at doing those things and even iterating a bit.
Yeah.
Um,
But vibe coding, I think, is what they're called, that you're using those to just make those apps. We tested out spinning up actual e-commerce platform. We can probably link it. And then to go there. And I also, the last episode was about testing that out on a different industry, which was the animation, 3D animation, the graphic industry. And I tested out, and then we got the similar effect that it's I even said it like on the last one that it's about 40% there when you go through. I spent 2 days going through doing everything, but it was not production ready. There's a lot of little things that need to be, the details were not there, consistency wasn't there. In order for me to really put it to production quality, I'll have to come back and redo a lot of the scenes and compile it together to make it smooth transition into it. Similar to vibe coding too, because when we did it, it did the skeleton in like a great display of things, but in the back end, a lot of things are missing. Security stuff is missing, performance stuff is missing, or even like making it clean code is missing.
Yeah,
So
or even fully functional. Like it hides a lot of functionality that it makes it look like it's done when it's not actually done. Like I feel like in part it's trying to optimize tokens to like not do everything for you initially until you iterate through. But if you look at it and it looks like it's done complete, then you could go live with something that has a bunch of dummy data or dummy functionality that actually doesn't like it clicks and it does something, but it's not actually saving to the database or whatever. Like it's not fully functional a lot of times.
it's not production ready at any point.
No.
The Claude specifically, I know you start testing it. I know it's I felt like it's a late hype because, well, I don't know if it's hype, but I remember reading
Yeah.
about how ClaudeCode improved a lot, and it was really beating up other LLMs. But this was around November or December when I was reading this.
I'm using both the Claude Code and I don't know the name of the LLM part,
Mhm.
the browser based one, right? I
I think
use
it's
both.
yeah. Okay.
And it's using Sonnet, I think is the keyword or whatever the version. It's really good. Like the code side of it is really good. It takes my commands. It allows me to like multitask on things, and then I come back to it and it finishes it, and then I can review it. Um, it is essentially like a set of developers
Hmm.
sitting beside me and taking my tasks and finishing them for me, and then I have to review them. Um, it is definitely a different workflow, Claude Code. The LLM side is, I mean, I like it. I like the way it does things better than ChatGPT personally. We have the pro version or whatever, the paid version for both. Um, I think it is a step ahead of that personally, but that's
It's what I
more
read when I.
all quantitative. Yeah, like it's not. I'm not like trying to get at metrics and like how much better it is based on a metric. It just feels better. It feels like the responses are more in line with like it's done some research and actually outputting facts,
Yeah.
I would say. So
Yeah. I remember when I think I brought it up. I think I don't remember exactly when I brought it up about testing that out. That's when I read about the stats. It was actually stats on comparing it's a Claude 3.5 Sonnet, I think. And it was comparing with ChatGPT 4.0 and I think Grok's something. I don't remember the actual name of the whatever their engine is, and Gemini. And they tested against doing providing a task, the programming task, and then see how flawless they can do it.
mhm.
I forgot the exact percentage of it, but Claude 3.5 beat up all the other one, which was the next contender was ChatGPT 4.0. It was like a huge difference on how well they completed it. So that's why I wanted to test it, but I didn't actually test it out. So I'll probably do that sometime this year to see. I'll use that as my end model on
Mhm.
Cursor to see what difference that makes. I think I was predominantly using ChatGPT GPT 4.0. So, and I actually didn't know about this intelligent agent because at one point I saw this changing from chatbot to agent, and I didn't really understand what the difference was because I was just using it because it was there. So, I mean, so I was the shift from chatbot to agent. So, chatbot is just that talks to agent that do. But leading into,
Well, the one
is-
I wanted to add into
Mhm,
that because it's a Claude product. It's computer use. The idea here
mhm,
is that it now is installed on your laptop, desktop, whatever, and it is essentially you're giving it commands or giving it prompts, and it is now taking screenshots of your screen and controlling your mouse and keyboard. Um, it's the the use case. So the use case for us would be, I can now do like what browser stack, let's say, would do for static images. Like it would take static images. But now I can use a system that I can tell it to do testing on a site, and it can try to figure out like all the things, right? Like checkout process and things like that. And it's almost a real person. Like I don't have to pay a person to then do a checkout flow. I can prompt Claude computer to do this on a machine, and it can be timed. It can be like it can do testing and all the things, or it could just do user testing on a existing site and give me some feedback type of thing. Now that's a good use case of it. You take that and then someone injects some security flaw and then takes over your laptop and everything, and now because there's a lot of all the human, are you a human type thing, right? Well, part of that is it knows that you're flowing with a mouse and like clicking and things like that. If people don't know that, like that's just a part of it. So this replicates a human's kind of interaction with a mouse. So now it's taking over as a bot with a machine, and it can take over your, if it has access to your computer because you gave it access, well, all your passwords are stored there, all your things are stored there. So now it just has access to everything very quickly.
That's like a scary scenario. So you need to be
Yeah.
aware
I
of what
mean,
you're giving access to.
yeah, it's no different than what we were talking about before about deploying apps on the, if you built, quote unquote, built or coded an app and then deployed it, and then real users are entering their data. Well, you've now just exposed all those people. Same idea. If you install one of these things on your system, and there is a bug or there is a flaw that people can attack it, now you've then opened up whatever you have access to that. So yeah, I'm not testing it on my work computer. I actually have a separate Mac
That you just
where I
test it
can,
out.
install it that has no real access, and I can wipe it out every once in a while.
All right.
But
I'll
it's
wait until
interesting.
I'll wait until you experiment with that to do anything with it.
Yeah, I'll have to figure. Maybe I can have it log into Boozy browsing one time and wonder. Yeah, we'll have to see. Let's see how far I can get with that.
All right. MCP. I know this was a big word. I didn't really took the time to look into it, but I think it's a good topic to explore, and also why it's important and why it's beneficial to a lot of people.
I still have the same. So I did some research a while back and did a post about this and
Hmm.
something. I still have the kind of the same feeling. It is more of a developer tool set to be used by either other products. So it's a protocol that allows them to talk to each other. That's a simple way of putting it, right? It allows two an AI system maybe and a other SaaS system. So there's different ones out there that can then get feedback and go back and forth. Um, a user doesn't need to create an MCP server like a normal user. Now, if you're cutting edge and you're a developer or building something with Claude, maybe you built something, but eventually all the products out there need to have, this protocol, the ability to communicate with other AI agents to be able to, so I can use my stuff. But it should be from a user's perspective, they're typing in their credentials and then they don't have to worry about it. And then the functionality is just kind of transparent or not transparent. It's kind of a black box to them. That's my opinion. I think there's some other, like there's a lot of knowledge around what it does, which is interesting, I guess.
I can give the definition I looked up, which was like a very non-technical version of the explanation. So it's a new open standards released by Anthropic, Anthropic, whoever the Claude is based on, I
Yep.
think, in
Yep.
late 2024. Like you said, it allows AI models to securely connect to your data and tools. It's like, think of it as a USB-C for AI application, meaning that before USB-C, you needed a different cable for your printer, camera, phone, and all different types of ports that you have to use. But now one cable works for everything with unification or standardization of USB-C. It's a very similar concept that MCP. Before MCP, if you wanted an AI to read your Google Calendar, you had to write a custom code. If you wanted to read your Slack, you have to write a different custom code. Now with MCP, you can build connector which is what MCP is. And you can use any other AI application, Cursor, Claude, or whatever, and plug in into instantly understand how they read the data. So that's the explanation that I got, and I think that's the general use of MCP and why this was important for a lot of developers to now use it to connect to a lot of other things without trying to create custom code to connect to all these other things.
Yeah, I mean, the non-developer kind of what it replaced from a non-developer was like make.com,
Mhm.
because you'd have to drag and drop a bunch of stuff to basically communicate between the two. And now most SaaS apps have some kind of connector to the major. Well, it's a standard protocol, so it should be across the board, but they'll connect to Claude or ChatGPT or Cursor or whatever, Perplexity, all the LLMs out there, um, to then process the things and then return it in their system.
Yeah. So
So
it allows you to now run it locally and remotely. And also there's a stateful connection that you can
mhm.
use. And it's language agnostic as it's a connector to all those different things. And there's a security model that came with it. So it was a little more standardized and security proven to use it, I guess. I don't know how far we are with it. Um, but for let's see. Yeah. So like you said, like the for non-technical people that now this is there, you can use other tools like make.com or other things to play with AI where it used to be more developer centric thing that you can explore.
Yeah, this is like, I don't think I had it in my notes for today's talk. I was reading something about people talking about, is your product, um, I'm going to mess up the terms, but it was either like, is it AI? Like, are you building an AI product if you're evaluating something, or are you building a product that uses AI, like type of thing,
Oh,
right? Like,
yeah.
are you just putting a layer on top of ChatGPT?
Hmm.
A lot of the things out there, that's all they've done. They've put it, and then now their AI, their tool set, or their delivery mechanism is powered by AI. It's like, what all you're doing is connecting to a chat GPT,
Yeah.
asking questions and getting responses. And that's what this provides, that layer, versus there are people out there that have, I mean, we know the bigger companies, but there's other layers of companies that are building AI tools that are actually their own AI engines, for things. And that's an interesting kind of differentiator between the products out there. It's like a lot of them are just putting a layer on top of existing AI engines and tools, which isn't bad, but they're not like cutting edge. They're just using like an MCP server most likely to connect to them. Um, so we'll see how they play out. Like even I keep thinking in my mind Canva, because I know they have some AI tools, but I'm pretty sure that Canva didn't. Well, I don't know this either way, but I don't feel like they're a software company that would have built their own AI engine. I feel like they built something on top of something, and maybe it's already public. The people already know this, but just based on my user experience, it doesn't seem like it's their tool.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that because I initially, before this whole MCP, I was also just trying to figure out, like, I thought the only way to really use it on like your product was really jumping into like machine learning and like, adapting one of these and then creating the logic inside it and just create your own LLM and put it out. And I was playing with some open source ones like Llama or
Mhm.
Llama, whatever,
Yeah.
whoever wants to call it. Um, but now this is allowing a lot of people to just tag onto the LLM that already exists. So it's not necessarily doing a pure machine learning about your logic that you put in. It's more like it learns by itself. It still probably does some machine learning, but based on the LLM of your choice. So it's a little bit of difference. I don't know if it's like a huge difference on it. I can't tell because I never really have to put real effort into building my own LLM, but I'm kind of curious like what the real difference is
Hmm.
on the end results.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like people usually it doesn't really matter that much about the actual process to properly do it. Is the end results good?
Hmm.
It's what matters in usual business side. All right, cool. I'll move on to this is more I don't know if it's a topic of it's not a trending topic, but I was reading through it and I thought it was interesting because it was some of the it relates to some of the things that we're talking about before on people who are using AI. It's kind of going leading into how you're just wrapping around other LLMs or are you really developing your own LLMs? And people who are saying that we're integrated AI to do this, how much did you really put in or are you just wrapping into
Yeah.
language of AI? So this term AI washing, I was reading some article, I think this morning or yesterday, I forgot. And then I was like, what is AI washing? And I think I told you, and I was like, do you know what AI washing is? And so AI washing is a deceptive marketing strategy where a company exaggerates and falsify or vaguely implies that their product or service uses advanced AI, artificial intelligence, when it does not.
Yeah.
So now that a lot of people or the hype is there with AI, especially last 2 years, or maybe like even especially last year, that people feel obligated to use it in wherever you are. And we deal with a lot of marketing departments. So especially in marketing, they want to use it like personalization or whatever, like all these things into your campaign or content creation or whatever. But are you really using it or are you just saying that you're using it because you tag into one of these?
I saw this on very recently on a camera I bought, and I didn't
Mhm.
buy it because of this. I just happened to notice on the box it said powered by AI. I was like, this is a camera that the only connectivity to the internet is firmware updates. Like, there's no way that this thing has an AI engine inside it. Like, it's it's no bigger than old ones, and it's not taking any power. It's just a camera that happens. Like, it does some cool stuff, but that's not AI. Like, it does some zooming and, like, it'll find people and, it's smart. It's really smart, but it's not AI. And and maybe they meant that, oh, they built it with AI. So that would scare me, I think, maybe based on an earlier conversation. But
But
yeah, the
even
like, AI powered is everywhere or built, but no, they don't say but it's almost always AI powered or, um, the power of AI, like, on these products that are not
Mhm.
they're not learning. They're just smart, basically.
Yeah, even like a simple I think we were or when we had the what was it? What was the guest? When we had a guest and then I was asking about how the camera was following the person,
Oh, right.
and it turned out it was just a iPhone. Even that does it. I don't think that's AI. It just like does it
Yeah, it's just
now, the
it's
technology
programmed to do it.
advanced.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But people who are not familiar with it might think that, oh, it might be AI just tracking because of the human detection, whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it's been overused. So I don't know if there's any rules around it. See if there's any.
Feel like the organic or whatever, the people they finally put some rules around how organic you have to be to say that your fruit is organic.
Yeah,
Um,
so it's actually that. So there's a rule from SEC actually put Delphia into 2024. The U.S. Security of Exchange Commission, which is SEC, fined investment firms Delphia and Global Predictions $400,000 combined. So they ruled against like falsely advertising it was AI.
that might have
But that's
been
not really the
more
law.
about they ruled that it was false advertising versus some kind of rule of, like, a percent
Yeah.
of AI power. Like,
Um,
there's
and
still probably a gray area.
Yeah, and FTC, Operation AI Comply, they put that together in late 2024 and early 2025. Major crackdown on companies claiming that AI lawyers, AI sales agents could replace human jobs when the software actually failed at basic tests. It's not really the law at this point.
Yeah.
It's just like the examples. Although, like, I mean, like if you go to the court, you'll be referencing this, but a lot of times things don't really go there. So,
No. No, costs too much money to get to that point.
anyways, so I thought it was an interesting topic to cover, and especially that we wanted to evaluate specific tasks that people are looking for, especially in the marketing department, about AI integration of certain things. Like personalization is one example, and there's a bunch of other things. How effective is it really is one of the topics that we'll probably cover in our February lunch and learn. Well, it's probably this by the time this episode actually goes on air, it's gonna be around that time.
Sure. Well, I did some not research, but I was doing some questioning around this topic, but also for that topic as well. And I was trying to get an idea of like, what would an AI, like, I called it an AI first, but it came back with me AI native, kind of thinking mobile first kind of website, what it looks like. Like, what does a website look like that is truly powered by AI and delivers and also for AI, right? Because we're getting to the point where you go to a website and you don't really want to, people don't necessarily want to interact with it the way they used to. They don't want to have to read the blog articles. They don't want to have to read the product details of the thing to find out if they really want it, right? They want the thing to do all the research for them.
Mhm,
And what's that going to look like? Like, is it going to be just a search, a prompt box for them to type in?
mhm,
I'm very curious. And it was basically, I don't think it has any real answers yet, because it's giving me the marketing kind of response of what some of these products are saying that they can do, where they'll they know what the users want. So they're going to just tell it to them. It's like, well, but if they didn't if they didn't do any interaction because these sites don't exist yet,
mhm.
like if they can't understand what the user wants because the user doesn't go anywhere other than here, then eventually you don't know what the user wants is my thought. Like right now it requires a user to go to other websites, to go to LLMs, ask questions, and then they understand their kind of actions and what the users want. And then they can definitely respond to things. But if the future is only them going to LLMs and never going to websites, then you're only getting what the LLMs told them to do, type of thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
curious, like what these new AI, because part of it is, again, the user, like if they go to www.whatever.com, right? And they get a page, is it going to be a chat thing, or is it only going to be is it only going to be super strict markup of like data for the LLMs to absorb? Because that's kind of the two models where you have your website is either just for the LLMs to crawl, basically, and then you're hoping that people can get answers from them, or you need to maybe change the way your website is and functions to real users, real human users. And maybe it's both. It probably should be both, but I don't know how you get if the humans don't ever interact with websites, they're only interacting through LLMs, how you eventually know what they want without all that data. You need all
Piggyback
that
on
data.
Yeah, piggyback on that.
Mhm.
A lot of I actually noticed that in a lot of different places because we're obviously we know technology. We're somewhat more technology savvier than average people. But also the people who are building it, I almost feel like lately they're all thinking that everyone has somewhat of technology background to understand all these things. And there it's not. It's like usually maybe the MZs or like the newer generation or even for like millennials, maybe. But if you really think about average people, like and also the life expectancy is going higher, a lot of people might not know how to use things and then they're assuming that people will want this. And that is a very dangerous assumption that they're making. Even like I think I was recently at I don't know if it was at Disney or Universal. It's like a simple things as when you're going to one of those restaurants to order food, they change everything to mobile.
Sure.
But
Yeah. No.
like if you think about
It
it, there's a lot of people who are way older generation that are not necessarily with mobile. They have to have the both options. And also, what if your app goes down? Can anyone order food? So I noticed that I was like, whoever was building this, whoever's designing this, probably is like a newer guys or like a younger guys. They assume that everyone will know what to do there. But I saw a lot of crowds that are older generation or doesn't want to deal with apps, especially on their vacation.
Yeah. I've been to, like, restaurants in mainly in, airports that are like this, where you sit down and you have your kiosk and you make your order, and then the only interaction is when they bring it out to you. It's like, I sat there for a while waiting for someone to come talk to me and then realized, and this was a few years ago even, but still, it's like, I didn't know that I had to, like, type in my order. Like, that was kind of foreign to me, and I'm not. Like, I'm right in between,
Yeah.
basically.
And I was annoyed with that too because they put that in, but it wasn't flushed out. So there's a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
So
But yeah.
it's like and then also you have your plane to catch. So like it
Yeah,
was
I
like
had no idea how long it would take to get
right,
my order
right. And also when you're about to go to your gate, sometimes like did I close it out or did I leave my tab open?
for someone else to order, right?
So that was really weird interaction, but I think this assumption just kind of translate into a lot of different industries, and that's even like a physical thing, but it's probably similar to even webs too. Like, because do people really use it, or do people really get benefit from it? So, anyways, something to leave on to our next topic of lunch and learn and things that we're going to be talking about. But yeah, so I don't know what the sum up is, but
I'm glad we're wrapping up because I think my cold medicine is wearing off. Or ramping up, one of the 2, because now I'm getting all cloudy. So,
yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting topics to consider, but we'll probably try to do the trending topics at least once a month, but we'll see.
yeah, for sure.
Cheers to non-alcoholic mushroom
Your
coffee.
endeavor. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff on the bottom. I'm not gonna drink the rest of it.
Ugh. All right.